In the last episode we came to an abandoned military base to spend the night. We wanted to stay in the room where everyone usually sleeps, but an unpleasant surprise awaited us there. Therefore we decided to sleep in a large hall on a wooden floor. By the way, in the middle of the night we woke up from noise, not a thunderstorm, although there was one too, but from a group of drunken and very noisy stalkers, who came here accompanied by a loudly playing Rammstein. Interestingly, they did not notice us. We also did not attract their attention, deciding to postpone it until morning. The Volkhov anti-aircraft missile system is not only an interesting location, which is also present in the game, but also a transshipment base for stalkers. For example, yesterday we needed to hide from the rain and there was this place along the way of our route. Its advantage is that it's not far from Pripyat and all stalker routes pass next to it. Here you can not only spend the night under the roof but also replenish water supplies. What is important, the water here is clean from a well, which is a rarity for the zone. This is not water in the rivers, you cannot even filter it, but drink it right away. Sometimes on the Volkhov you can meet other groups of stalkers who also decided to take shelter from the rain or just spend the night on the way. Good morning guys, bon appetit. How are you? Did you sleep in a transformer box? We haven't slept yet, we just arrived. A stalker is not a picky person, he can sleep anywhere. Did you come from the third stage? No, we just entered the zone, we are here for the first day. Are you two different groups? Yes, we just came, and the guys who sleep came at night. Now I understand, those who came under Rammstein at night are sleeping. Good ground coffee in the morning in the zone, it's perfect, just perfect. Another plus of this location is that you can drive here by car. There is a forest on all sides, fallen trees, and this does not allow the police to come here. Of course, if they wish, they can leave the car and walk several kilometers on foot, but as practice shows, they are too lazy, which means you can be safe here. When I was here on my first trip, I didn't get a good video of this place, so I decided to film it this time. This barracks is the only place where you can spend the night normally. You can stay in the transformer box where the other guys slept, but the barracks is better. We slept in this room in our first trip. Unfortunately, some scoundrels burned the mattress here and now the whole room stinks of burning and it is impossible to sleep here. Unfortunately, there are people in the Chernobyl zone who deliberately spoil various objects. Why they do this is not clear to normal people. one of the two sides of Volkhov this hall with a perfectly preserved painting. Against the background of the destroyed hall, it looks very atmospheric. I showed it on my first hike, but then it was dark and I shot on GoPro, so the picture was bad. And now you have the opportunity to consider it properly. For so many years she practically did not suffer. Surprisingly, the building itself is collapsing, but the painting is not. Let's go see the rest of the rooms. Mostly empty rooms here, but there are a couple of interesting ones. Notice how the concrete floor is covered with moss. We decided to take out the burned bed so that the room would be ventilated and one would be able to sleep here over time.
Здесь теж проверила.
Where are we taking? Let's go to some distant room. We open the window to ventilate the room. Hopefully the burning smell will go away with time. Curiously, the sign of the Fourth Reich from the Metro game was painted on the wall.
Это же метровский рейх. Надо это сфоткать и в группе рейха скрутить. Это сфоткаю сейчас.
On this, our stay on the Volkhov comes to an end. We have to walk about 10 kilometers to our house where we lived in the first season, and then we have plans to visit Pripyat.
Дальше, если все будет хорошо, пойдем в Припять.
On the third day of the trip, the zone present us with amazing weather for this place. The wind, the skies covered with clouds. This is what you need. Sometimes along the way you can meet such interesting anomalies. Let's measure the radiation.
Видишь, он еще и подорвался.
Radiation levels are about 5 times higher than normal. Measure the wheels. There is even less radiation here.
Стой, стой, стой. Есть, да.
I wonder what this tractor is doing here in the middle of the forest. How did he get here? Why is he disassembled? Probably the liquidators abandoned it here, and after a while looters found it and began to dismantle it for scrap, but for some reason they could not take it away. Stalker routes are not always easy and pleasant. We now have to walk several kilometers through the forest, which is completely overgrown with thorny bushes. The first effects are already visible on my cheek. .8 microsievert per hour. We got into a radioactive spot in the forest. We will try to get through this area as soon as possible. There used to be a village with many houses in this place. After the accident, the liquidators razed the place to the ground. The fact that there was once a village here is evidenced by the remains of fence in the distance and this wooden pole. No trace left, now it's just a forest. Do birds land on these wires? Asks Gagarin. Yes, sit down, says Beaver. I just saw a couple of times how the birds were roasted sitting on the wires. Impenetrable thickets have appeared on our way, so we now have to go through a swamp where there are a lot of ticks. Therefore, despite the fact that it is very hot, we put on outerwear treated with a remedy for ticks. For the next hour we have go through the swamp, sweating all over. A whole day of travel and we are finally home. Thanks to the fact that we took water from the Volkhov, now we do not need to go to the river for water. We can relax, cook dinner and drink cognac, and tomorrow morning we will continue our journey to Pripyat. Our friends were here a few weeks before us. The house has undergone some minor changes. The room was cleaned, swept, washed the floors, brought a large bench. Now this is not just a stalker's house, but a full-fledged cozy shelter where you can comfortably stay. With the stash being filled at this rate, we will soon be able to take no food with us at all. But I think maybe we took a little cognac this time, says Beaver. Or not? Excellent porridge turnout. Pour. There is proposal, says Gagarin. Tomorrow we drink all day, everything we have and in the caches in Pripyat, and then we go out at once. Here's my sleeping place. A sofa has been preserved here, which is a rarity for the Chernobyl zone. I put a poncho on it so as not to lie on the dusty sofa. By the standards of the zone, this is a royal sleeping place. What plans for a trip do not build, but the zone will still make is own adjustments. This is one of the great Beaver quotes. We plan to wake up at 5 in the morning, have a quick breakfast and until excursion began in Pripyat, and while it was safe there, take a walk around the city. But waking up at 5 in the morning, we realized that we were not going anywhere and went on to sleep. Therefore, the walk along Pripyat is postponed to the second half of the day, and now we calmly go to the river, replenish our water supply and wash our socks. Even after 35 years, Marauders continue to take metal out of Chernobyl. Returning from the river, we found several such heaps with batteries. They were carried out to the road, so that later they could be loaded into the car. And interestingly, a few weeks ago our friends passed here and there were no batteries here, so this was done quite recently. Hidden batteries lie right next to the road. It seems that they go around every house in this village, find the metal and take it to the road to pick up later. By the way, it's not a fact that they will be handed over for scrap. Such old radiators are still actively used. Many people love them for their good heat dissipation. They can be painted and sold to someone. And here is another heating battery, not far from those. It looks like it was at the end of 2016. We walked in the pool Azure. With Sergey? Not. With the stalker Sanya. We go up to the second floor and hear a roar similar to a lynx. We thought we were imagining it. The roar was heard again, but closer. We go into the room to see who growls. We took a stick in our hands just in case. The room was empty, but the growling continued. It turned out that there was a small kitten under the table. it got stuck. As we understood, someone fed him there. Good thing we found it. We fed him too, and as we found out later, 2 days later, one of the tourists took it to himself with the permission of the administration of the zone. Watch in the next episode. When I was little, I drank from them. We thought it was a live bird. There is someone in the medical unit. What happened? Someone was walking there. I don't know how the camera transmits this, but the view of this corridor is as creepy as possible.